Our next speaker is Carmel Gates. Following years of high-profile activity in the movement, Carmel became General Secretary of NIPSA in June 2021 and is now the voice for more than 40,000 members across the public and civil services. Put your hands together for Carmel.
Comrades, sisters and brothers, it's an absolute privilege to be here. We were here 3 days ago, many of the same faces as you listened to me then. I absolutely make no apology for repeating the points that I made then. But what I want to say before I do that is, 12 months ago when we were standing here, some of us were celebrating victories that we'd had with our members in battle and in struggle. And we were celebrating those victories, and there was many of us who did, small victories here and there. But around this time last year, things changed. And the signal of and the portent of change that happened around 12 months ago was when P&O Ferries sacked 800 workers, and the political class sat back, and the courts sat back, allowed that to happen and did nothing. And what that signalled, and what we have been seeing ever since, is the naked face of capitalism, the naked greed of capitalism that has allowed energy companies and others to gouge profits out of the pockets of ordinary working people and basically starve workers by causing inflation in the economy and driving children and everybody into poverty. And that has been the basis of what has been driving the political class in Britain ever since. The naked face of capitalism. And comrades, it is the change that has happened since then has also taken place in our movement, because workers are now standing on their feet and they are opposing what is taking place. Workers in Britain and in Ireland have said, enough is enough. Enough of your naked greed. The Trust Quartine Coalition showed it at its most powerful. And we are saying we are standing back and we are fighting back. And workers are now saying enough is enough. Patricia has mentioned the budget that has been imposed by the Secretary of State. That budget is an economic sanction, a political sanction on the political parties to try and force them back into power. We know, you know and I know, it will do them no damage. But the people who will be damaged by this economic sanction is the working class. It's us, it's our communities, and it's everything that we hold dear. Now, we've been on the picket lines fighting for pay, and we have been united on the picket lines fighting for pay. We saw in February the tremendous strike by health workers and education workers standing together. During the week, we saw teachers and civil servants standing together, and we're fighting for our members and fighting for pay. But comrades, there's a bigger battle now, because this and the battle that trade unions must lead, and we must do so with unity and together, is to fight to defend the very fabric of our society, because the cuts that are coming our way are cuts to our communities, to the community and voluntary sector, to everything that is basically keeping working class communities together. And children are now starving. They're going to school hungry, they're going to bed hungry. People can no longer afford to feed their families. I know workers who would want to come here today to this demonstration to hear Mick Lynch and others, but who can't afford the fare. They can't afford to travel. And that's the society we now live in the 5th richest economy in the world. It's an absolute disgrace. So comrades, we need to stand strong. Our fight has to be for our members and for pay. But the fight that we're now in is defence of our communities. Young people are flocking to our movement now. And for a long while, we were wondering where they were. They're now back. And the reason they're back is they see trade unions standing up. They now know what trade unions are again. They're flocking to us and they're joining the fight. And we should welcome all the young people. We're fighting for their future. And we're fighting for their service and their community and their job. Comrades, I'm going to finish on this point. My union believes that we need a socialist economy. We need an economy that protects our class, working class people, because the economy we currently in is run for profit and greed. But in the meantime, in the fight for a socialist economy, we have to fight the battles that are in front of us. And we have to ensure, because we're heading into an election time, we're heading into a time when there's potential increase in sectarianism as the various parties fight for votes and other things. We're also heading into a time when the voice of the far right can get an echo in desperation. And we need to fight against those evils of sectarianism, racism, and the things that divide us. And we need to fight. And we need to fight for the unity of our movement. And I'll finish on this slogan, comrades. The workers united will never be defeated.